breaking news coming out of AEW this afternoon, just 24 hours before AEW All Out in Chicago. AEW has terminated the contract of Phil Brooks, known to fans as CM Punk. AEW issued a statement today on social media. Here's a full statement. All Elite Wrestling has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All in London on Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making a decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. This news obviously maybe not expected so soon. Maybe some people thought that CM Punk was going to return eventually. There were others in the company that thought that this incident with Jack Perry was the last straw. As many of you know, there were issues last year with CM Punk and the Elite, Hangman Page to start, and then the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. There was a brawl out after last year's All Out pay-per-view. When Punk came back, there were reported issues with certain people not being allowed backstage at Collision. There was also the off-script promo after Collision that reportedly Punk apologized to Hangman Page for afterwards. The excuse or the explanation for the Punk going off on Page after Collision was that it was a joke that kind of went off the rails. That was what Punk apparently told people, according to multiple reports. There was also an issue with Jack Perry several weeks ago about real glass being used. It was reported in the Wrestling Observer that basically the Jack Perry had gotten a spot approved with Hook, and then CM Punk nixed it and told him not to use real glass. And the feeling, according to multiple reports, is that Jack Perry felt that Punk nixed the glass segment because of his friendship with the Young Bucks. That was how he felt. And then last Sunday, the incident happened at All Out in London with Jack Perry. There are multiple sides to the story, with some people saying there were punches thrown, others saying there weren't punches thrown. But the gist of the story was that there was an incident and Samoa Joe broke it up. Additionally, it was reported by Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer that Punk got in Tony Khan's face, around people, and then later on in Tony Khan's locker room. So that may have been the final straw to cause Punk to get fired. Additionally, in addition to all of that, there were cameras there. So in addition to Tony Khan and several people being there to see what happened, there were cameras everywhere inside the building. So they would have had surveillance footage that would have clearly shown what happened. Obviously, this is a huge, huge deal. This is a big loss for AEW financially because Punk is a big merchandise mover. In fact, he's their number one merchandise seller. What happens next with Punk? Who knows? This could be it for him in professional wrestling. Perhaps he gets an offer to return to WWE. There was bad blood with Punk in WWE years ago. However, Punk did show up a few months ago backstage at Raw and reportedly met Triple H and shook hands with people and buried a hatchet with certain people, including The Miz. So we'll see what happens. Do you think Punk should return to WWE? Do you want to see him back in WWE? Should WWE even decide to sign him? Should WWE, do you think it's a risk? Do you think it's a good financial move? Let us know in the comments, and we'll have more on the story on WrestlingNews.co.